Hey, welcome back to the Jabez Show. I'm better than I deserve. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Have you ever wanted to buy that new instrument you want, or maybe a certain experience, but just don't have enough money? I know a lot of us have had this problem with our money feeling like it disappears. Wishing money would just grow in trees. There are some people who are just bad with money, but they can get better. As for me, I was always pretty good with money out the womb. Ever since I was a child, my siblings always called me cheap. Thankfully, they got educated and learned the word frugal. When I got a job, I really shined. I had more money than most of my peers who were already working. Keep in mind they worked around twice as many hours as I did. Specifically, my one friend. Let's name him Kevin. Before I met him, he had around $500 in savings. I was shocked. I mean, he made twice as much as me and I still had more money than him. So I helped him make a change and now he's able to buy a car. There are 3 fundamentals that go into play. How many times have you went into the store with a certain product in mind, but came out with way more than you planned for? People usually buy off habit and impulse. This is why stores put meat toward the back. They're hoping you'll see some snacks on the way back and impulse buy, maybe turning it into a habit. You see, it's important to be able to say no to yourself, but it's even more important to be able to follow through with it. This is what my friend Kevin had a problem with. He was eating out and just buying stuff all the time. Fortunately, he had overcame this problem with some help. Okay, so most of us have heard this before, but are we putting it into action? I feel like a lot of us struggle with setting goals and sticking to them. When you are making money and actually keeping it, it's going to be more challenging to want to save it without setting a goal for yourself. Even though Kevin could stop himself from buying all these things, he didn't have a goal to work up towards, so he reverted back to his old ways. For example, if you're racing but didn't know how far away the finish line is, you will probably lose motivation. On the other hand, if you knew where it was, you'll work harder to get there. Always remember that goals are very important. This part is aimed more toward teenagers. For some reason, most of my friends have this problem. They spend their spending money way too fast and take out of their savings. Remember, savings isn't for your next McDonald's meal. Leave that up to your checkings. You have to have self-control and not take out of your savings unless you have to. Kevin had the goal and the self-control, but when it came to actually saving, he was sloppy. Sometimes he would save 20%, other times it would be 50%. When finding a percentage to save, you have to find a sweet spot. You don't want to save too much or too little. If you save too much, you might be taking out of your savings. And if you save too little, you might not reach your goal in time. I recommend that teenagers who are dependent save at least 50%, if not higher. If you're an independent, try to save 15%. If not 15, try to save as much as possible. And always remember to stay consistent. This applies to a lot of things in life. So now you might have a better idea on how to save money. I hope these tips I gave you can greatly benefit you in your journey to saving money. Remember to stay consistent with saving. It's very important, no matter how much. So back to Kevin. What did he do? Kevin looked at all his discretionary expenses and added it all together. He saw how much he was spending and decided to cut back on some. I think you all should do the same. Maybe you'll be shocked at what you've been spending. Yo, if you like this video, go ahead and like it. And also subscribe while you're at it. Comment down below what financial goal you're working towards. I'm curious to know.